And now what we're understanding, and this is by means of what sources are telling us here at CNN News 18, remember there has been a lot of buzz of what this special session of Parliament could really entail. Now sources indicating to us here at CNN News 18 that the government in fact is likely to bring a fresh resolution during the special session of Parliament to rename India as Bharat. And as I pointed out, this is what sources are indicating to us here at CNN News 18. Remember, as we inch close to that G20 summit, there is a new controversy after the allegations that have been made by the Congress. Now, Congress has gone on to say that there have been special dinner invites that have been sent as part of the G20 summit where the word Bharat has been used instead of the word India. Now, of course, the opposition is seeing this as a rattled. They're saying the centre and the BJP today is rattled because of what the opposition is calling themselves, that is the INDIA alliance. But now we are understanding that this is what sources are indicating to us here at CNN News 18, that this special session of Parliament that has been announced by Prahlad Joshi a couple of days ago possibly could see a resolution coming in where the word India could now be replaced by the word Bharat. And as I pointed out, the Congress has already made big allegations as far as the usage of the word Bharat is concerned. The Congress has gone on to claim that invites have been sent for the G20 summit where the word India in fact has been replaced by the word Bharat. And now sources indicating to us here at CNN News 18 that a resolution could be passed on the same lines as well. Now look at the picture that we're putting out just behind me, and this is a CNN News 18 exclusive. As I pointed out, this is exactly what the Congress is claiming. Let's just read what this dinner invite as far as the G20 summit is concerned. The President of Bharat, that's the word that's in fact been picked up by the Congress. They are saying that the word India has been replaced by the word Bharat. And as I pointed out a short while ago, the opposition is saying this is just a rattled BJP just because the opposition bloc is gaining a lot of momentum. The government doesn't want to use the word India and they're using this G20 dinner invite to make that point. So this is something that's been in fact tweeted by the Congress. They're saying that look at the invites that have been sent as far as the G20 summit is concerned. Instead of what usually an invite should have said the President of India, it now says, let's bring in our colleague and senior editor Pallavi Govind, President of Bharat instead of President of India. This is what has been picked up by the Congress. First, help us understand the point the Congress is making, and then we'll talk about a possibility of a resolution being passed in the special session of Parliament as well.
So Ridhima, there are a couple of points over here. Normally, whenever and if you go by precedence, an invite goes in from Rashtrapati Bhavan for state or those banquet dinners, which is actually the norm, it usually goes out as President of India. Now, remember when the India Front acronym was given, the barb which came in from the India Front constituency were to the BJP that now you cannot shy away from naming us. It was at that point of time that a narrative slowly started building up with the BJP saying that the word India is actually a colonial legacy. We should actually use the word Bharat. Also recently, the RSS leader had also mentioned the fact that possibly the government should look at renaming or using of the word Bharat. Now, technically speaking, you don't need to bring in any constitutional amendment bill. This is a resolution which can be passed, which just renames India as Bharat. Because if you look at the constitution, it very clearly mentions Bharat, otherwise India is a union of states. So, which means both the words Bharat as well as India can be used interchangeably. That is what we are being told by top sources. Now, in sync with that, of course, is a possibility of this resolution being moved in the special session of Parliament. Remember when Mr. Prahlad Joshi, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, had first tweeted information, he had called it the Amrit Kal.
Yeah.
The last 1 year has been celebrated as Amrit Kal. It is in sync with that the idea of Bharat has germinated. So therefore, that's the point which the BJP and the government is going to raise. This is in sync with Amrit Kal, and Bharat is what we are actually all about. And it is not trying to demean the idea of the constitution. But you know, Ridhima, this has now become a political battle.
True.
The India Front is going to say that obviously they are scared of us, which is they want to remove the word India because they want to replace it with the word Bharat, and that is exactly what Jairam Ramesh's tweet was all about.
Pallavi, I'll just request you to stay on with us. We have our other colleagues also now joining us on the broadcast. We have our colleague Arunima joining us on the broadcast. We also have our colleague Aman Sharma now joining us. I'll just request Aman and Pallavi to stay on with us. I want to bring in Arunima also in the conversation. Arunima, as Pallavi was rightly pointing out, this is now taken a complete political turn. But I just want to understand in terms of the all eyes on the special session of Parliament. There has been a lot of buzz. Will it be the Women Reservation Bill? Will it be something else? Now sources indicating possibly a resolution could be brought in the same light of renaming India to Bharat. How possible is that reality as of now?
But before I give you what can happen in Parliament in that special session that has been called in, just want to point out what the legal view is as far as renaming or calling the country officially Bharat is concerned. All our official namings have been by the name of India. The Prime Minister, when he goes abroad, he calls himself the Prime Minister of India. It's the same for President of India as well. But at the G20, when you're addressing delegates, summit heads, country heads from other countries, you're calling the country Republic of Bharat, which means that the intention of the government is very clear. Can this be legally challenged? The legal view on one side is that if you go by Article 1 of the Indian Constitution and look at Article 1, Clause 1, it says Bharat, that is India, which means the word Bharat is already there in the Indian Constitution. It's only a question of usage. Both can be used interchangeably. Is this view which says that all that the government needs to do is to come in with a clear order, either by way of executive order, because there'll be a lot of renaming that has to be done. For example, Reserve Bank of India will have to be called Reserve Bank of Bharat.
True.
All our administrative services, the Indian Administrative Services, the Indian Revenue Services, the Indian Police Services, all of those name change will have to happen. So perhaps after the resolution is brought in, if it is brought in this special session, there will be executive orders and gazette notifications renaming and saying that, Bharat is the word to be used for the country from now on. Legally speaking, one view, like I have been pointing out, is that there is no problem, no new law is needed, no constitutional amendment is needed. But the government is still keeping its cards very close to its chest as far as what it has up its sleeves in this special session. But there are indications that this could be one of those things that the Prime Minister mentions when he briefs the parliamentarians about the success at the G20 summit.
Okay, Arunima, we'll request you to stay on with us. And what Arunima is pointing out is very crucial, that legally speaking, it will not need a lot of work because Constitution, if you look at Article 1, Clause 1, it already has the word Bharat in it. I'll request Pallavi and Arunima to stay on with us. Let's bring Aman also in the conversation. Aman, politically speaking, this is only escalating. And this is something even Mohan Bhagwat had said just last week, that why do we use the word India? Why don't we use the word Bharat? But as far as the opposition is concerned, they're only seeing this as a rattle BJP, as a rattle center, saying just because the opposition bloc, the INDIA alliance is gaining momentum, the BJP doesn't want to use the word India.
Absolutely, Ridhima. As my colleague was saying, the Article 1 of the Indian Constitution is very clear. It says India, that is Bharat. Many also say that Bharat is also the official name of India for other languages. What is interesting here is that the government actually giving Bharat precedence now. It also, I think there's a lot of buzz as we are discussing the special session of Parliament. Could see a move in this. It also serves politically the government, and it serves as a counter to the India alliance, the terminology that was brought out by the opposition. And Mr. Nadda's tweet, which has just come, it's very, very clear. He says that why does the Congress have so much objection to every subject related to the honor and the pride of the country? He also says that why do political yatras in the name of Bharat Jodo hate the proclamation of Bharat Mata Ki Jai? So clearly, the BJP and on the same page on this, Bharat needs to get the precedence now, the name which was also spoken about for India between 1946 and 1948 was Bharat. The government being very clear on it. In fact, we had put out a story today morning that even the G20 booklet is describing Bharat as the mother of democracy, not the mother. Clearly, G20 communiques, G20 publications, and now the G20 invites the president of Bharat has taken precedence. It's very clear that if the Congress is attacking Mr. Jairam Ramesh tweet coming on this, questioning this, the BJP is going to attack this.